Chapter 1, A New Beginning. Elderwood University. Soon you find yourself staring up at a towering stone wall with an imposing gate, something like the quaint little campus you'd envisioned. This is the school? It looks like a fortress. It's both. We are in the heart of the wilder lands, after all. A shiver of dread runs through you, going up along the border. The Wilderlands loom like a gathering storm. 250,000 miles of cursed land, warped by raw magic and crawling with shades. Why in the six hells would you build a university here? After the Wildlands were formed, these grounds were the very first to be restored. Elderwood is not just some dusty library, but a crucible of fire and steel. We'll train you to fight and deploy you to retake these lands 1 inch at a time. I'm gonna be fighting shades? I never agreed to that bringing. I'm gonna go and bring it on. A shade nearly murdered my best friend. I'm ready for some payback. The line between stupidity and bravery is as thin as the point of a dagger. I suppose this will be our chance to see which side you land on. Will you be leading us out into the Wilderlands? The raw magic of the Wilderlands is too toxic for arcanes over 30 years old. It drives us mad, but young arcanes can survive it for weeks at a time. Do you see the writing on the gate? You squint and can make it out now. Hundreds of names, maybe thousands, carved in the cold stone. 300 arcanes enroll every year, but 200 will graduate. Those who don't make it are honored here, a reminder of their loss and failure. A third of the class dies, and you're just fine with that? I encourage it. We've been given a great gift, but it comes with responsibility. This institution will teach you to control discipline and purpose. Every graduate is a tested soldier, ready to serve the Republic of Austria. Those who can't rise to the challenge, who can't contain their emotions. Better they end up a name on the gate than a threat to us all. So, you just let students die. That is kind of horrifying. You're talking about letting hundreds of young people die just to keep them from maybe becoming a threat in the future? That's monstrous. Word of warning. Given your heritage, I'd advise against criticizing the way things are run. You might give the people the wrong impression. Right. Now, if you'll follow me, because it is a stupid way to run things. As you step through the gates, you could swear those names pulse ever so slightly, like thousands of beating hearts. In the quad, one student slows time around a falling book, making it float. Another practices shooting small, precise fireballs with a fist while her opponent blocks with a glowing shield. You'd never imagined a place like this ever existed, and yet somehow a part of you feels like this is where you were always meant to be. Shaper's breath, it's extraordinary, intimidating, unimpressive. I'm gonna go with extraordinary. I've never seen so much magic in one place, it's incredible. I suppose it is, but I'd drop the doe-eyed look if I were you. The last thing you want is to appear an easy target. Good, they can underestimate me and find out the hard way. What do you mean? No one cares how impressive you find their magic when you're in their way. Elderwood is ruthlessly competitive institution, and that's why 1/3 of the students die. All students are placed into one of 9 houses. which are ranked based on their performance throughout the year in trials and missions. Graduates from the top houses go on to positions of great wealth and power. Graduates from lower houses, well, arcanes are needed out in the swamplands too. Which house am I in? Onyx House. Ranked 9th last year due to, well, it doesn't matter now. But I wouldn't expect it to stay there, given who your new head of house is. Why? What makes them so special? You'll see. Right now, in fact. Windworn waves over the lithe young woman. Mazumi, this is Ryan Lux, one of the most promising third years and the head of the Onyx House. Ryonan, this is Mazumi Dreadbane. This is the great and terrible daughter of Andros Dreadbane. I was expecting someone more intimidating. Let the games begin. Your first day isn't going as planned. Her gaze narrows as she sizes you up, and you can practically feel her disappointment. You're going to have to work hard to impress her, and fast. Scene complete. Watch it. Seriously? Okay, so since we completed the scene, this item is now available in your closet. Let us continue. Not gonna lie, it's gonna be annoying if that keeps happening every like 5 minutes. I understand now why we get so many keys. Headmistress Windworn just introduced you to Ryan Lux, your head of house. This is the great and terrible daughter of Andros Dreadbane. I was expecting someone more intimidating. It's safe to say that she does not like you, but perhaps you can swing her opinion in your favor. You look over her, noting how her sharp features are at odds with the loose hairs framing her face, the frilled edges of her outfit. She's a study in contrasts. You don't think I'm intimidating? I'm plenty intimidating. Maybe not, but I can learn. Can I change houses? I'm gonna go with maybe not, but I can learn. Trust me, back at Wisteria Manor, I taught myself how to pick the lock on the guard captain's safe in just a week. Did you find anything interesting inside? Some gold bars, pack of dream dust, and a stack of surprisingly detailed erotic drawings, but it's the skill that counts, right? Not particularly. Now then, I have to go explain Mazumi's enrollment to a few dozen furious parents. I'll leave you to it. Why a few dozen? Windworn retreats, and Ryan barely glances at you as she turns and starts walking further into the quad. Keep up. The houses are over here. The classrooms are through the arch. That dome is the arena where we're tested in trials against cheats. Though, given how underwhelming you appear to be, I'm not sure you'll make it that long. Alright, hang on a minute. What is your damn problem? Is this how you always are because I've only known you a minute and I'm already sick of you? She stops, turns back to you, and for a moment she almost looks impressed. Interesting. My problem is you. There is exactly one thing that matters to me, and at the end of the year, Onyx House is ranked first. As soon as I was chosen to be head of the house, I spent every waking hour reviewing the incoming first years to draft a perfectly balanced group. And now Windworn's ruined everything by forcing me to take you in. Hey, I know I'm inexperienced, but I can hold my own. It's not about experiences or skills, it's about who you are. Your very presence puts a target on all of our backs. Look around. Follow her gaze around the quad. At first you didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. But one by one, students stop in their tracks to stare at you. As you watch, more heads turn and whispering starts. Puts us all at risk. After everything her father has done. Take care of her ourselves. Whisper by whisper, rumor by rumor, word is spreading. By sundown, everyone will know exactly who you are. When they look at you, they don't see Mizumi. They see the mass murderer they've hated their whole lives. They're going to be coming for you, and my house will be caught in the crossfire. They're going to target all of us because of who my father was? That's not fair. I haven't done anything to any of them. Was it fair when your father's forces slaughtered 100 prisoners of war at Harrow's Gate? Or when he set the water at Maw ablaze? No, nothing is ever fair. If you want to survive this place, consider that your first lesson. She marches on and you hurry to keep up. Onyx House. She leads you to an impressive dormitory with a dozen students hanging out on the lawn. This is your new home. The upperclassmen are on the top floors. You and the other first years will be on the second. But before she can finish, the front door flies open and a handsome young man struts out, flanked by two of his friends. I'm guessing a love interest. No normal person gets an intro like this, you know? His hair is white as snow. His smile is sharp as frost-peaked diamonds. He moves with a swagger that radiates wealth and power and confidence in a man who's always gotten everything he wants. Your suspicions are raised, and as is your heart rate. He's the most beautiful man you've ever seen. I'm telling you, until you've soared through the skies on the back of a red-maned griffin, you haven't lived. His friends hang on every word. I wish we were living in Onyx House too. I can't believe your father let you ride here on Steelbeak. Bardrick? You can say that again, Fletcher. Just a shame that Bardrick didn't maul some flamekeepers on the way over. I'd love to see what the beast is really capable of. All in good time, Miss Horan. All in good... The young man stops short as he spots you, taking you in from head to toe. You shiver, perhaps from the intensity of his gaze, or perhaps from the cold hate in his eyes as recognition dawns. Identify yourself. Sworn enemy. You're meeting new people at Elderwood. It's not going well. Frozen under scrutiny, you have no idea how to answer his question, but one thing is certain. I'm in big trouble. Really? Let us continue. It is every 6 minutes. You face off against a frost-haired student who definitely should make your heart beat so fast. Identify yourself. Me, I'm... Mizumi Dreadbane. A shocked murmur runs through the crowd. So the rumors are true. Windworn actually let the spawn of Andros Dreadbane? What in the six hell is this place coming to? After all the people Dreadbane killed, all the lives he ruined, and his daughter gets to attend Elderwood. What's the justice in that? The justice? I'm nothing like my father. I've never even met him. Who do you think you are, judging me? I'm the one who's going to make you pay for what your father did. Bardrick strides towards you, glowering, and you can feel the air crackle with electric heat, the pulse of your gathering magic. Do you know who my father is? General Razik Arkland, hero of the Republic, breaker of the rebellion. Leans in so close you can feel his breath on your neck. Smell the subtle scent of sage and sandalwood. The man who put your father in the ground. You can feel the fire in your gut boiling over. Your fingertips tingle with untapped power. Rage surges through you harder than lightning. Enough. Everyone snaps to attention as an older student emerges from the house entryway. You recognize him immediately, the arcane who saved you and Mara. He's taller than you remember, more striking. Focus, Mizumi. You take advantage of the distraction to take a few deep breaths, slowly uncurling your fists. As entertaining as this little show has been, we've got better shit to do than watch a bunch of first years bicker, right? His prompting, all the students who had gathered sheepishly go back to what they were doing before. Turns to Rhiannon. Did you forget your role, head of house? I had everything under control, Talon. Did you? Because she was about to incinerate us all with the Penthos blast she has no control over. I wasn't. Just because you didn't realize how close to the edge you were, doesn't mean it's not true. Look at your hands. You hold out your palms for inspection. To your surprise, they're glowing red, as if burned. Damn. See? She's a danger to us all. Wait. I didn't mean to do anything. I can't control it. I know, that's the problem. He turns his attention back to Rion. That's why we don't let first years fight, even if you think it's under control. I don't need you to tell me how to do my job. Then do it. It's for you, Arkland. I don't give a shit who her father is. She's a part of Onyx House, and that means you treat her with respect. Squads come from your house. And if you can't trust your squad mates out in the Wilderlands, you die. Got it? Bardrick squares off with Talon, toe-to-toe. I don't take orders from you. Of course not. That'd require me to pick you for my squad. I don't know who you think you are, but if my father were here right now, he'd have you groveling at his feet. Your father can't save you out in the Wilderlands. But the Dreadbane might. If you get your head out of your ass. Your choice. Talon's hand drifts to the jagged spellblade at his hip. You can see Bardrick weigh his options and choose caution. Whatever. You're not even worth the effort. Bardrick marches off, his friends following like shadows. He mutters as he passes you. I'm watching you, Dreadbane. Okay, Malfoy, calm down. Right back at you. You exhale sharply, tension releasing as the rest of the crowd disperses, and then turn to look at Talon. Thanks for that. I didn't do it for you, Ember. My name's Mizumi. He doesn't even acknowledge you as he turns and heads inside, leaving you with Rhiannon. Well, that could have gone better. That's putting it lightly. What's going on with Talon? I mean, other than being a cold-hearted bastard? He's another third year. You should stay away from him. Why? Enemy of my enemy, our Bardrick and Talon faced off because of you. Because people who get close to the Beast Slayer have a habit of dying. You nod and follow her into the Onyx house, shooting one last uncertain glance over your shoulder as you go. That evening. Soon, the sun dips below the horizon and lanterns flicker to life, bathing the campus in a blue and gold. You head downstairs to go to dinner. And find a curious girl sitting alone in the lounge, idly twirling her spell blade, her luscious dark hair and serene expression, painting a stunning picture as she glances up to see you. Hey, it's you. Hi. You know who I am? Of course. You're Mizumi Dreadbane. I saw the whole thing on the steps earlier. Picking a fight with Bardrick Arkland on the first day. You sure know how to make an entrance. Well, he picked a fight with me, but thanks. Boy, this is an interesting name. I'm Faye Neil's Shield Song. You can call me Neil, though. She holds out her hand and you stare at it. Her manner is so different than anyone else you've met, you can't help but feel a hint of suspicion. Sorry, but I just have to ask. You're fine with me being a Dreadbane? You're not afraid of me? Should I be? Afraid of me? No. I don't want to hurt anyone or start a rebellion or anything like that. All I want to do is get through this. She smiles and takes your hand. That makes two of us. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm starving. I don't suppose you want to walk to dinner together? Real housemates. You met a housemate on your way to dinner. If we're housemates, then we'll be spending a lot of time together this year. We should start getting to know each other. Well, lead the way. Yay, positive interaction. Oh my lord. You've developed a bond with Neil. By the way, we've received 2 outfits and now a bond. Okay, let us take a brief moment to check out this new feature. Ally unlocked. Congratulations, you've unlocked your first ally. You can assign allies to accompany you on story scenes. Uh-oh, it looks like your bond with Neil is too low to assign her to the scene. No problem, you can increase your bond with her by joining them on ally quests. So this is where the coins come in. This is your ally page. As you unlock more allies, you can manage them here. Ally bond. You can check your bond with allies here. Your bond is, yeah, no shit. Alright, let's meet your match. Oh, so that's why it was only like 2 minutes, because this. You and Neil stroll out in the brisk air as you head into the welcome feast together. It's strange having someone this beautiful be this kind to you, as you still can't quite believe it. So, if you don't mind me asking, how does the daughter of Andros Dreadbane end up at Elderwood University? Honestly, it happened so fast, I'm still figuring it out. Up until a few days ago, I didn't even know I was an arcane. But I always suspected. Deep down, I think I always knew. A lot of arcanes feel similarly, like the spark is there since birth, but it doesn't catch fire until later. What about you? When did you know? I was a late bloomer too. We've got a lot to make up for. No pressure or anything. We'll be fine. My mother always says fear is just excitement that's lost its way. Your mother sounds like a wise woman. She is. She even told me to make friends with someone influential, but I suspect she meant someone more like, Bardrick Arkland. Not a big fan. I don't like anyone who struts around like he owns the world. He is handsomer than I expected, though. I'll give him that. You think he's handsome? Unfortunately, yes. I'm sure I'm not the only one at the school. Do you agree he's regrettably hot? Bardrick, regrettably hot. I'd sooner kiss a shade. I'm not one for the hot brooding shades from the smutty novels either. Fair enough. Luckily, there are other... She trails off. She spots something over your shoulder. You turn to see a stunning young woman with radiant blonde hair heading your way. Right this way. Onyx houses. That one. There. A trio of servants hustle after her, carrying enough luggage to fill a carriage. The young woman approaches with a luminous smile, and you're struck by her beauty and confidence. This must be how the first men felt, gazing up at the Shapers. Hi! Are you the first years too? Are we housemates? Yeah, we are. I'm Neil. This is Mizumi. I'm Iridessa Bright Sage. It's a delight to meet you. The name rings a bell. Even in Wisteria, you heard about Satra Bright Sage, the noblewoman who sits at the head of the parliament. This must be her daughter. Elderwood is amazing, isn't it? I've been here before, of course, visiting with my mother, but finally getting to attend as a student, it's just so exciting. What are you looking forward to the most? Personally, I'm looking forward to meeting new people, seeing what's in your bags. Jesus. Yes. What kind of jewels and wealth do you have in there? Learning magic. That's why we're here, right? I got this power just raging inside of me. I'm ready to use it. Me too. I had a tutor back at Guild Tower. Just for basic spells, though. I'm ready for the real magic. Well, we're on our way to the Great Hall for dinner. You can walk with us if you... She's cut off by a gasp of outrage. Another young woman approaches, and this one looks far less friendly. Listen, I can only do so many female voices. I'm a guy doing this shit. I'm just being honest. Iridessa. Oh, this is my friend, Morelia, but you can call her Moore. No, they absolutely cannot. Don't you realize who you're talking to? It's Mizumi Dreadbane. Iridessa jerks away from you like she's been stung, and there's the look of horror and suspicion. Of course, her kindness was too good to last. Oh, I had heard, but I didn't realize you were... Right. We'll just be going now. Of course a dirt mage would cozy up to a Dreadbane. I'm sorry, dirt mage? Is this like the mudblood bullshit from Harry Potter? That word hits Neil like a slap to the face. She instantly shrinks away, staring down at her feet. Listen here, Moore. I don't know who you think you are, but... you owe Neil an apology. I don't care what grudge you have with me, but she didn't deserve that. You don't have to, Mizumi. Shaper's Hill! You two are so pathetic, even this conversation is a waste of time. Let's get out of here, Iridessa, before we get the stench of traitor on us. The two of them stalk towards off to the Great Hall. Iridessa glances back at you over her shoulder. It's almost like she mouths sorry. Well, I made it a whole 6 hours on campus before pissing off 2 of the most powerful girls in our class. That's better than I expected. Are you sure? I feel like it's my fault. Friend and me. You and Neil bonded on the way to dinner. Is that where we get our point? A girl like Moore was never going to be my friend. I'd rather be on your side than hers any day. A gentle breeze blows past, fluttering Neil's hair delicately around her face. In the stillness, her eyes meet yours, soft and deep. Your heart picks up speed. Now, come on. If this is what it's like just walking around with you, I can't wait to see what's the welcome feast has in store. Scene complete. Alright, so your bond with Neil has increased. Back to the story. More allies and more ally quest will unlock as you play through the story. Keep going. Okay. Literally Hogwarts. There's floating candles. Come on now. You and Neil enter the Great Hall to find a magnificent chamber lit up in a multicolored hues of dazzling ruined lanterns. And the food! Skewers, steaming spiced meats, bowls of rich vegetables, Curries poured, steaming, fluffy bread, warm salted butter, and so much more. I don't think I've ever been so hungry in my entire life. I'm about to eat everything. You look for familiar faces from your house, but all you see are scowls. No matter. You don't want to sit with them anyway. You find seats at a table at the far end. I take it you didn't eat like this back at home? No. A typical meal back home would be a hunk of beige bread and a bowl of beige mush. Just beige, really. I don't know about you, but I'm going to start with spiced meat skewer, some fresh fruit, wine. No, I'm going to go with meat skewer. Grab one of the skewers, take a bite. It's savory, it's well seasoned, the perfect amount of heat. It's so good. Wait, is it those little triangle pastries? I know those. They've got the special jam inside from Savola. They're delectable. Neil reaches for the tray when a bell rings, a hush falls, and all heads turn as the Headmistress Windworn stands at the front of the room. 273 first years moved in today. Tonight we welcome them to Elderwood University. Thunderous applause rumbles through the room. First years grin and hoot. Other students laugh and roll their eyes. Enjoy yourselves, because tomorrow the real work begins. Your professors may guide you, but you alone will decide your fate. Study hard, master the arcane arts, learn to work together, and you'll walk out of here the greatest generation of arcanes that Austria has ever seen. Her eyes settle on you, and you sit up straighter under her gaze. Lose yourself in distractions, and you'll end up devoured by the shades or consumed by Spellfyre. You've heard the horror stories of arcanes overwhelmed with their own emotions, their magic building within until they erupt in Spellfyre, killing themselves and everyone around them. So basically, they explode from the immense power that they can't control. That's odd. What is? Of course, Spellfyre is the greatest threat to young arcanes, but Elderwood is protective wards that are supposed to prevent us from getting to that point. I wonder why Windworn isn't mentioning them. I bet she thinks we'll rely on it. If we know the wards are there, we might use them as a crutch. Maybe. If you survive, you'll join the Restorers, the young men and women who brave the Wilderlands and eliminate the shades to reclaim the land. Their success is vital to the Republic. Your success is vital to the Republic, but it is entirely dependent on you. You look around the room as Windworn continues. Your eyes find another is watching you carefully. Your heart rate picks up as your gaze clashes with his across the room. Has Talon been watching me this entire time? I should ignore him or smile. I'm gonna go smile. It's nice to see, well, maybe not a friendly face, but at least a familiar one. Smile at him, but his expression doesn't change, not even to acknowledge you. He's cute. Who is he? No one. Just a third year in our house named Talon Reaver. Talon Reaver? As in Zeros' Reaver's son? Am I supposed to know who that is? They really didn't tell you anything in Wisteria Manor, did they? Zeros' Reaver was your father's right-hand man. He glanced back at Talon, but his focus has finally shifted somewhere else. Was he hiding this from you? Doesn't matter. I had no idea our fathers knew each other. I'm pretty sure Talon's the oldest child of the Flame here. And before you ask, that means arcanes whose parents fought for the massacre. Child of the Flame. How many of us are there? Bonus unlocked. Sitting with Neil revealed new information. You have so many more questions, but before you can ask, Windworn raises her glass. Now then, Let us raise a glass to Elderwood, to Osteria. With a cheer, everyone toasts and digs in. You turn back to your plate, but before you can enjoy, you hear more whispering from the table behind you. Of course, Windworn talks about the Wilderlands, but not why we have to restore them. You mean because of Dreadbane? Obviously, Fletch. I don't know what game Windworn is playing, but she'll know her mistake soon enough. My father is furious. Little Dreadbane's days are numbered. Bardrick speaks loud enough that heads turn around him, glare at you, and feel a pit in your stomach. Maybe I should... But before you can finish the thought, a tremor rumbles through the great hall. It vibrates the dishes, tables, walls. What's happening? There's a sudden dizzying rush, and you're completely disoriented as you hear screams and shouts. Over there, look! My God, it's Batman! I don't know. I don't know what the hell that is, but okay. You know the symbol, the ever-burning flame, the sigil of Andros Dreadbane of your father. Flamekeepers. Must be the Flamekeepers. Here! Stay calm, everyone. Look out! All at once, the jagged shards shift in the air, becoming a dozen daggers ready to pierce through the heart. I have to do something. Do you? You throw up a hand, trying to summon magic like the day on the hilltop with Mara, but it's too late, too slow. The shards fly right at you. Swipe down. You throw yourself out of the way, rolling under a table as the shards come crashing down, bursting apart in explosive sprays. Did we have an option other than go down? Like left, right, up, run at them, Why not? By the Shapers. You okay? I think so, thanks. Two of you pull yourselves up. The room is a wreck, dust billowing, tables broken, glass everywhere. Why didn't my magic work this time? Students lie scattered about, stunned, bleeding, but you can feel their eyes turning towards you one by one. Dreadbane, you did this! What? No. I had nothing. It's her. She's the Flamekeeper. I was with her the whole time. Mazumi had nothing to do with it. They're both in on it. Dreadbane and the Dirt Mage. I swear to God, I'm going to kill you first. Enough! Windworn's voice rumbles through the room like thunder. I can assure you, whoever did this will face brutal justice. But we have no need for these baseless accusations. Control yourselves. Classmates grumble. Some have the decency to look ashamed, but most continue glaring from a distance. You're itching under their gazes, the discomfort in your stomach expanding in your chest. All eyes on you. A dark attack has your classmates turning against you. Great. House heads, make sure the injured get to the infirmary. Third years, help the dude. Can't stand it anymore. You rush towards the door before she finishes her sentence. But in your haste, you run directly into Talon's first firm chest. You try not to get distracted by his toned body as his arms come up to steady you. Careful, Ember. Leave me alone. Push past him into the cool night air. Is this where we're going to be introduced with a romance option and diamond choice? Probably. Hold on. Oh, look, boys and girls, we've developed a bond with Talon. Let me guess. I know where this is going. We're going to do on a story thing with him. Alright? Yeah. And it's a diamond one, too. False accusations. Your first night at Elderwood is not going according to plan, but Talon won't judge you feel sorry for yourself. Okay, so if I tap away from that, right? So it forces you to do diamonds. Hell, it forces you to not do anything right now. It forces you to do diamonds. Alright, here we go. You have no choice. Thanks, game. You sprint out into the bracing cold, leaving whispers in your way. Your cheeks burn, your heart thunders. You don't know where you're going, but you have to get out of here. And stop just before the gates. You want to step through them. You want to leave and never look back. But am I proving them right about me? No, that's if you burn down the whole school. Then you'd prove them right. You tug on the bracelet cuffed around your wrist. You won't budge and you step through the gates. Doesn't matter what Windworn does to me. I can't stay here another minute. Take a deep breath, a rune on your bracelet. Just some sort of limit, right? Now you're about to test it out. You step forward. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You whip around to see Talon casually leaning against the wall. His eyes are sharp, piercing even in the moonlight, like he can see right through you. Of course, the fingertips through the hair, you know. Do what? Pushes off the gate and takes a few steps towards you. Test Windworn's death rune. She can reach you anywhere. You turn back towards the gates, pretending like you don't care, pretending like your heart isn't thundering in your chest. I can't stay here. Everyone thinks I'm the Flamekeeper, treats me like shit, wants me dead. I can't spend the next 3 years looking over my shoulder all the time. It's too much. So you're giving up? Yeah, I guess so. I never took you for a quitter. Well, you don't know me. You can't even get my name right. Oh, I know your name. And I know what it feels like to be judged by a name long before they get to know you. Oh, that's right. Our fathers fought together, died together. Being a Reaver must be almost as bad as a Dreadbane. And running won't solve your problems. It'll just make different ones. What am I supposed to do then? Sorry for that inconvenience. Just imagine it's the app taking its 6-minute break. It reaches towards you and pauses as if thinking better of it. He rubs the back of his neck and stands looking up at the stars. Prove them wrong. They may try to kill you, but so will anyone you meet out here. At least at Elderwood, you'll have a chance of surviving their attacks as you get stronger. I didn't think of that. I'm not saying it'll be easy. He finally looks at you. You feel yourself leaning in as if hypnotized by his gold-speckled eyes. He towers above you, and you definitely should feel trapped by this predator. But nothing worth fighting for ever is. His voice is like velvet on your skin. You can't look away, you can't think straight. It's just you and Talon and the stars above. I'm not afraid of a fight. His eyes search your face before dropping to your lips, as if on cue, they suddenly feel unbearably chapped. Can't help but lick them in anticipation. But he clears his throat, stands up straight. You hadn't realized just how close the two of you had gotten until the cool night air makes you shiver as he turns away. Good. Wait. You should stop following me. They won't like it if they realize we're spending time together. Ooh. Why would anyone care? The Order. They didn't exactly like when our fathers spent time together. Well, fair enough, but why are you giving me advice? Why did you come after me at all? He shrugs with an air of nonchalance you don't entirely believe. I don't like seeing those assholes win either. Really? That's all this is about? Step forward until you're face to face. Well, Talon's head and shoulders above you, but you stare up at him anyway. Because I think it's about more than that. I think it's because you're the Flamekeeper. You can't resist. Why would I accuse him of being the Flamekeeper? Just saying. Can't resist what, you? I was going to say you can't resist an opportunity to stick it to others, but if that's how you want to fill in the blank. You're surprised the corner of his mouth lifts up in a half smile. Very funny. Turns away again. Hey, you didn't answer my question. I know. Stay and fight. Helen convinced you to stay at Elderwood. You roll your eyes, but you do feel a bit better. Square your shoulders and take a deep breath. I won't let them get to me. Alright, your bond with Talon has increased now. You would think that you would select whoever you want to. So if I wanted to stay with Neil, I keep Neil. If I want to select Talon, I select Talon. I'm just saying, like, at least let us have a choice in a choices-based game. Let us continue. I can see where all the keys go. You make your way across the quad towards Onyx House, feeling more confident with Talon by your side. But he stops short. What's wrong? Nothing. You've got company. He nods towards the shadows in front of you. You squint and you can barely make out the silhouette lingering underneath the trees. Is that Neil? I wonder what she's doing over there. Isn't it obvious she's waiting for you? He retreats a few steps. I'll leave you to it. But you've got to learn to face your demons on your own, Ember. Besides, I'm pretty sure you can take her. That's not what I mean. Neil isn't a threat. She's my friend. At least I hope she is. Well, you're about to find out. With one last smirk, he disappears into the shadows, leaving you to talk to Neil alone. Masumi, there you are. I've been waiting for you. A part of you wants to ignore her, but you can brush aside the way she makes you feel after just a few short hours of knowing her. I'm fine, Neil. You didn't have to wait. I'm sure you don't want to be associated with the Flame Keeper after all. Come on, I know you didn't do that. It doesn't matter, everyone else thinks I did. Well, I don't care what they think. You say that now, but you don't know what it's like growing up with everyone hating you from the moment you were born. When Windworn recruited me, she offered me a vial of Nelefactum. Instead, I've been wondering if I made the wrong choice all day. Neil stares at you silently for a moment, quietly contemplating, and then lets out a weary sigh. I know about Nelefactum, Masumi. Windward offered me the same choice. Wait, what? She did? Why? Most magic passes down through the bloodline. That's why the Order arranges marriages between arcanes to ensure optimum preservation of magic power. Pretty much everyone sees you here and is the product of an arranged marriage. It's one of the Order's main self-appointed responsibilities. But sometimes an arcane doesn't respect his vow of marriage. You mean... Sometimes an arcane is traveling through a small village in the Heartlands and spends one night of passion with the innkeeper and vanishes by sunrise. Sometimes 9 months later, a little girl is born, and years after that her magic manifests and she nearly sets the entire village ablaze. I'm a dirt mage, Masumi, an embarrassment. My very existence is a reminder of Arcane's selflessness. Her selfishness, of his defiance of the Order's rulings. Neil, that's so unfair. The more I learn about the Order, the more unjust it all seems. The more you wonder if perhaps your father was right. The truth is, Masumi, I waited for you tonight because I thought you'd understand. We're both outcasts. We shouldn't be here, but we are, and I figured out our best chance of surviving this place is together. In that moment, illuminated in moonlight, eyes wide and earnest, she reminds you so much of Mara. It hurts. You had already decided to stay, but with Neil, maybe the next few years won't be so lonely. Alright, you've won me over, but let's get back to Onyx House before the rest of them do. I don't want to deal with anyone else today. But first, she holds out a single, perfectly shaped jam tart. That looks delicious, actually. I saved you one. Grinning, the two of you head back to the house, savoring the sweet tart the entire way. Yeah, we never really got to eat, did we? Not really. Yeah, but you and Neil have barely made your way through the lounge when the front door opens and the other first years pour in. Do you think we're safe here? With the Dreadbane around, I'd keep your spell blade under your pillow. Why do all of you have spell blades and I don't? The group stops short as they notice you. You haven't even met some of them, but Bardrick is clearly the ringleader, even his normal sidekicks having gone back to their own houses. The room is as quiet and tense as Gathering Storm. Everyone stares at you like they're going to attack at any moment. You think back to the conversation with Talon, and just like that, you've had enough. You know what? That's it, yes. Imandra's Dreadbanes was my father. Yes, he was a monster. Yes, you have every reason to hate him. But I'm not my father. I didn't know him. I didn't learn from him. I never loved him. I spent my whole life locked away in a dusty manor. This is my first chance to live a normal life, so... give me a chance. That's all I'm asking for. One chance to prove to you that I'm not my father's daughter. I want to believe you, Mizumi, but the things your father did, it's hard to look past all that. Keyword father, he's dead. Did she do it? No, shut up. We'll figure it out, because if we want to survive out in the Wilderlands, we're going to have to do it together. Whatever choice you make, you have to live or die with the consequences. But I'm not giving up so easily. Storm out of the room and savor the silence that lingers behind you. As you leave, you spot a familiar figure lingering in the shadows. Ellen gave you the confidence to stand up to your housemates. You almost swear he gives you the slightest nod of approval. Yay. You have no idea that outside in the darkness, someone is watching you with equal parts hatred and curiosity. A new beginning. You completed chapter 1. Oh, thank God. You don't see the spell blade in their hand, still glowing. Blood red of the flame keeper sigil. No, really, I'm shocked by that. Okay, so, first and foremost, I thought it would just take us to the outfits, right? So those are ones that we were supposedly supposed to get. It looks like we already have chapter 9? The game just released for me. I pre-registered, and literally we're up to chapter 9. Anyway, moving on. And it's a 9.1, by the way. I like the outfit we have right now, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Just saying. Right? And then you can always do that. Fully taking your thing. Romance on, romance off. Each ally has a romance toggle that controls how they respond to you. Turning romance on will invite their affection. Okay. So, first and foremost, looks like we have 4 other romanceable options. I'm assuming eventually Mr. Head Up Ass would be one of those. Such lovely companions that would be kissing your ass soon enough. Okay, so this is my take on this so far, as a person who just completed, air quote, chapter 1. Hopefully the developers listen, and already some of you have talked about this as well, in the introduction video, let alone in other areas as well. So, don't get me wrong, I like the story so far. Reminds me of Harry Potter. But the problem that I have is you want to get immersed, right? Any person that ever picked up a good book right? Whether it be Harry Potter or anything, right? We want to get immersed. And my takeaway from this is it's hard to get immersed when every 2 to 6 minutes it's, oh, well, scene's over, we're done, and it's for keys, right? Like, let me be honest with you right now. That's not instilling the most confidence with me whatsoever in terms of this app, right? I understand that you want to make money, right? And I understand that. You know, if you go over here to store, right, you can buy 10 keys, 1,000 coins, and 500 diamonds for $25. As you scroll down, like, you can buy 28 keys for $8, right? Again, at the end of the day, I'm assuming the keys regenerate, and then also, you know, every 6 hours, you can get keys. Also, you can exchange coins for diamonds, right? So, interesting choice there, but moving on. My point is at the end of the day, I get the diamonds, I get the coins, right? Looks like you can't even get the coins aside from the packages, right? So it's weird to have a convert thing from coins to diamonds when you're only getting coins from watching things or get packages. It's just weird. Like the mathematical breakdown here doesn't make sense. Right? It really $275 for 12, and yet look at the package right there, right? It just mathematics doesn't work. Also 90% off. Okay, 90% off. Do you want to do the math with this with me real quick? So 90% off, and it's $25. Yet, if you were to go down there and you see the 675 diamonds, which is $50, let's just say flat 50, you buy 10 keys, right, which is $4. So we're talking about $54 right there. Plus taxes, because, you know, for a lot of us, we have taxes when we do online purchases now. So you're telling me that the coins are literally inferiorly, like, $200? I'm just saying, 90% off, remember, kids, I don't make the math here. Whoever did 90% off, if you actually bought this package, we have a talk. Anyway, moving on. The packages are kind of crazy. Keys, packages, those are the only packages. So that's literally and figuratively the only package you can get with coins. And so again, going back to what I just said, the coins themselves are like $200? Question mark? And that's just a number off the top of my ass, because 90% off. Again, like, just think about that. 90% off is $25. That's crazy math. That's crazy. Especially when, again, you can buy the diamonds and the keys for $55. So, again, I don't make the rules here. Again, the immersion is kind of broken, may I say, when every 2 to 6 minutes, hey, look, we're done, and you've got to get another key. There has to be a better way to do this, and there literally and figuratively is. I look at the letter, for instance. You could honestly offer a paid version of this app, where you could charge $10, $20 for the app and not have to deal with keys, not have to deal with... I mean, you could maybe still get away with diamonds and coins, but, like, not really. Like, come on, guys. I just feel like this could be done so much better. And... like, this reminds me of some of those apps that I covered of, you know, by other companies that didn't last very long. Like the Blue ER one, if you remember one. I don't know off the top of my head, but the Otome one. It just, again, the stories were 3-minute to 5-minute segments. And then it was, on to the next chapter, on to the next chapter. And a lot of other apps have done the same. And a lot of those apps have not ended up being very successful financially, let alone very successful, period. Like, Romance Club seems to be, and Chapters, seems to be the only ones who have really got the groundwork going in terms of this. And again, it's just, this is my criticism. These are my thoughts. I want to get immersed in this. I want to sit down. And sure, if you take a break to say, hey, by the way, you need to change an ally or boost an ally for this next segment, or it's going to hurt you or whatnot, then fine. Right? But as you can see, already going into Chapter 2, we're not selecting an ally. And I could see where, okay, sure, maybe some stories do not have them, some do, but I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we're going to be dragged along, and the choices are going to be an illusion. Now, again, pre-register, not a lot of us have access to this app just yet. So for those of you who have had access to this, let me know if there comes a time and a point where you can choose your allies for like a chapter or whatnot. And if you can, you know, because so far it's just been hand-holding and I don't really have a choice, right? So just my thoughts. Also, if people are going to be romanceable and likable, but then I can go on ally missions with them, right? Then what the hell is the point of making the right choices throughout the story? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just, again, I just played Dispatch, man. Like, it was a really great thing. It was voice acted, everything else. And coming off of that and then going into this, like, this isn't even a step in the right direction from choices. This is a step in a completely different direction. So I can't even compare this to choices at this point. I'm just saying. Like, it's kind of like, the best way I can do it to only compare it to choices is, this isn't chapter 1 going into chapter 2. This is, we just played 5 of the shortest chapters known to man. Maybe more, I wasn't counting. But that's it. I don't know. That's my criticism for this. Let me know if you guys agree. Again, I'm liking the story so far. I'm liking the visuals. The music's good. Just saying, right? Like, there's so many apps out there doing it right. And if you guys haven't seen The Letter, it's a great visual novel that's up on my channel, done with a lot of good voice actors and whatnot. And it's one of those things that just, you pay a whole flat out fee. Dispatch is another one technically, but it's not really a visual novel, but it is a kind of like Life is Strange kind of based game. So feel free to check that out if you didn't know. But there's so many out there, and like, I want this app to succeed, especially since I know a lot of the people that are, you know, went to this company who are originally from Pixelberry and whatnot. I just, so far I'm a little, it's a little off-putting, and not in a good way. Just saying. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.